The next question is from Samuel Mack, and I'm sure Samuel won't mind me mentioning that he's 14.
Since the hashtag #MeToo movement, toxic masculinity has been defined as male feelings of entitlement, anger, and vulnerability, and the urge to dominate and intimidate. This has led to a certain amount of controversy, as it lumps all men as seemingly criminal, and also feeds off the idea of male privilege and entitlement, which many men do not believe exists, particularly when we see the differences in legislation with maternity leave and women's priority in family law. I'd like to ask the panel, does this notion of toxic masculinity seem fair, given the amount of guilt and shaming towards one generation of men who have never dealt out any violence?
Sarah Hanson-Young, here's a young man wondering about whether he should feel guilty about crimes he hasn't committed.
I think it's a really important conversation for us to be having, actually, because I think the way we move forward and actually achieve genuine and real equality is men have to be part of that conversation. They have to be part of that active decision as well, and young men in particular. And I've got a daughter. By the way, I just want to say, I think you must be so proud of her, and what a fantastic dad you have. But I think I've got a daughter, but I also have a nephew, and when I think about what kind of world they are both growing up in, I think about how are we promoting respectful relationships, how are we working through the issues to ensure that young boys as well as young girls grow up in a world where both of them understand that equality is good for everybody. And I guess this comes back to my concern with the Prime Minister's comments at the beginning of International Women's Day last week, is I think he missed the point. That this isn't just about because women have been behind for so long, whether it's in the wages gap or in access to services or in terms of numbers in Parliament or around the boardroom. The more equal our society is, the better for everybody. And as a young person, you're going to grow up in a world which is much safer, much more healthy, much more respectful, if the girls in your class are treated just as well as you are. And as we grow up together, I think that equality is what needs to be promoted by both sides.
Linda, is this something that you're conscious of, this sort of feeling of backlash as we talk more about women's rights at work, more about women's entitlements and advancement, that you get this backlash from particularly young men?
No, I'm not conscious of that, and thank you very much for a really thoughtful question. But we all need to take responsibility. It's not saying, well, I haven't committed any crimes or I haven't done anything wrong, so therefore this doesn't mean anything to me. It means everything to you. And the fact that you're thinking about it, the fact that you're conscious of it, the fact that you've got the courage to raise it in the way that you have means that you are taking responsibility. This issue of the way women are put down, the way women are treated, you know, not just in politics or in mining, but in what you get paid, in what your superannuation is going to be, that's everyone's responsibility. And it doesn't matter whether you're 14 or 40 or much older, male or female, it's all of our responsibility to make sure that we are bringing into society equality, and equality just doesn't exist now. So that's what the real issue is. It's not about what you've done or what anyone else has done. It's about creating an equal society for everybody.